I'm Jesse Silverstein. I am currently the executive director of Colorado Brownfields Foundation, which is as you know, a nonprofit here in Colorado that provides services to communities throughout the state on community revitalization, dealing with real estate assets, cleaning up environmental messes, cleaning up environmental things that aren't necessarily messes, just sound like they're messes, and all around good guy. That's what I do for the moment. Cool. A story. I'm going to tell you an Alamosa story. Which, by the way, Alamosa's come a long ways with their redevelopment projects. We were working. This was back in about 1999, 2000. I don't remember the exact year. We're working with the city of Alamosa, and they had a closed power plant, which was sitting kind of right in the middle of town. It was vacant, abandoned. It was privately owned at the time, and it was the person who currently owned it had won it in a poker game and didn't do anything with it. City wanted to do something with it because it was being vandalized, and so it was ugly. The windows were breaking, things were falling apart. It was just not well kept, and it was right in the middle of downtown. So a bunch of us went down there to see if we can help the city think through how to turn this ugly site into a community asset, whether it be taking title, put money into it to help the property owner do something with it. We were taking a tour of that facility, and if you've ever been inside an old power plant, it's large spaces inside, filled primarily with catwalks, stairs, and giant electrical switches. And between all this equipment and catwalks, it sections off places into areas and different rooms. And we had a group of about 6 of us walking around. And when you first walk in, it's very spooky. It's very dark, very few windows. There's no electricity on, so it's rather dark and shadowy. There's birds that roost in there because they get in through the broken windows. There's 3 inches of bird guano on the floor and strange smells. And we're walking around in this group of 6 people. And I walk down around one of the pieces of equipment into one of these back spaces, and something catches me in my eye, and I look up, and there's a pipe that's about 7 foot high off the ground, and from this pipe is hanging. I didn't know what it was because I couldn't figure it out, so I walked up real close to it. I finally figured out it was 3, maybe it was 4, I believe it was 3 large birds, crows, that were chained around their ankles and strung over this pipe that had obviously been burned in a fire, and it looked extremely ritualistic. And I'm in the shadows, and I could swear at that moment that I heard music playing, and I turned around to say something to one of the 6 people that I was with, and there was nobody else there. I was by myself alone, and I left rather quickly. Caught up with the group who looked at me and said, "Where were you, and why do you look like that?" And it was very fun. So I gave you a scary moment in Brownfields, and it was a memorable moment. And that power station has since been cleaned out. The bird guano was sent to a recycler, turned into compost, and is now feeding a community garden somewhere, I'm sure. And the building has been cleaned out, and no longer an eyesore in town. So, well, I'm very excited about my new stuff. My new stuff is my old stuff with a new twist. So I will shortly be leaving my position as executive director and moving back to the economic consulting company, of which I've been a partner in for 20 years, and hang my hat as a consultant. I'm looking forward to doing that. It's been a great experience at the Colorado Brownfields Foundation, which I had founded, and was glad to be the handler and the brain trust and the developer, the evolutioner. There we go. That would be a Bush moment. I'm the evolver of the organization. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about different communities. I've learned a lot about real estate. I've learned about what motivates people in transactions, communities, buyers, sellers, people impacted by those transactions that had no part of it. And I'm very much looking forward to taking that knowledge and experience and bringing it back to my economic consulting world and trying to apply the principles of economic analysis to provide guidance to communities to keep doing these revitalization efforts, to keep doing cleanups, keep working in a more sustainable manner.